It feels like right now at this point in Apex's season, we're kind of in the dark to what Respawn have in store for future updates and collection events, but it turns out this won't last long because in a few days we're getting a new trailer, which will be followed by patch notes and a brand new update release into the game. So let's talk about that and also the new, most recent controversy the EA CEO is in. First though, you may remember a few weeks ago we did work out that the next Apex update is dropping on the 25th of June. We worked this out with how Respawn have scheduled the comics in game, but that begs the question, when are Respawn releasing the trailer for this event? Well, it's actually pretty simple to work this out. Respawn release trailers for events on the Thursday before the event releases, meaning the trailer for the next collection event is going to be releasing in 2 days. And like I said, this will come with patch notes. So what can we expect from the patch notes and the update? Well, recently, the rumor mill has gone pretty crazy, and there might be some changes that people aren't really fans of. We do know due to information from the start of the season that solos is only lasting until this next collection event comes out, but there are new rumors that solos is going to be replaced with a new quads mode, meaning 4-player games, which sounds cool but may annoy a few people simply wanting to play duos, because that means duos will be replaced and won't come back, most likely for the rest of the season. Quads coming to the game though will be pretty interesting because we've never had anything like it before, and 4-player squads are pretty common in a lot of battle royale games. I wonder how this will mesh with Apex's gameplay system. If quads does come out in this collection event update, Respawn will have to make a few changes like making Tridents a 4-seat vehicle, otherwise one person's just going to have to chase it, and adding 1 extra space for the new player to stand in the lobby. Although quads coming is a big rumor right now, so it might not even happen. Let's talk about what we know is going to happen. We know the theme of the next collection event is honestly a pretty interesting and unique concept. The code name for this new collection event is Void Swap, and that is because the skins in this event are going to be legends swapping outfits with other legends. Right now it seems to be confirmed that Octane is going to swap outfits with Alter, so Alter is going to wear Octane's default skin. That's going to be a pretty interesting skin, but unfortunately because Respawn have pretty severely cracked down on data mining, it's really hard to see a lot of these skins. We can only see this one right here, which is Alter swapping clothes with Octane. It does seem right now that this event is going to be a normal collection event, luckily, because I think everyone's pretty fed up of these events, and that means we are going to be getting some form of an heirloom sold in the event as the final reward. Now, nobody knows for certain what the final reward is, but a lot of rumors are pointing towards it being the Pathfinder Prestige skin. There are a few placeholder files in the game right now pointing towards Respawn preparing to put a Pathfinder Prestige skin into the game, which will sell really well because, believe it or not, this season Pathfinder has become the most picked legend in the game, taking over Octane, who's been the most picked legend for the game for nearly a year now. And by the way, I have to give it to Respawn, the pick rates for this season are looking really healthy and really good. A lot of legends do have a decent pick rate, and it seems like there's a very healthy variety of legends to pick from right now, and a lot of legends are in a really powerful position, but not OP. Also in this collection event, there's one thing I'm holding out hope to come to the game. In a lot of the promo art for this season, in the background there was this building, which isn't currently a building in the game. It resembles the building from the Encore map, which was an old Arenas map, but isn't exactly the same, so Respawn may also bring a new point of interest or even a new mixtape map to the game. We still don't know what this is, and if Respawn don't add it this season, why did they use it in promotional art? I mean, I have thrown around theories that Arenas could come back, and this is just an upgraded version of Encore, the Arenas map, coming back with it, because Respawn have confirmed that they are going to bring Arenas back, it's just a matter of time. But if Respawn are releasing quads in this collection event, they're not also gonna bring Arenas. It's gotta be one or the other. One thing you will realize when people are relaying information about this collection event is truly, we don't know a lot. Pretty much everything we know about this update is either rumors or very, very small data mines. A few people are happy we're going into the collection event with a lot less information than we normally know, because Respawn have cracked down on data mining, it's harder to data mine the game, but other people think it could be leading to people losing interest in the game because they don't have frequent news updates on what in the world is going on or what's coming in the future. A lot of the leaks right now are coming from this Twitter account, which is somebody who has recently popped up and is doing a lot of leaks and currently seems very reliable, and the things they are posting do give me hope that Apex's future is going to be pretty cool. And they did mention that in the future we are getting a Bangalore heirloom recolor and also a Newcastle heirloom, which does give me hope that Respawn have kind of realized that their recent approach to Apex monetization hasn't been the best and people don't like Cobalt guitars, and we're just going back to the normal system of releasing heirlooms for legends. Because if you're not aware, we haven't had a new legend heirloom for 3 seasons now, and by the time the Newcastle heirloom comes out, it will be 4 seasons. Our last heirloom Heirloom was the Fuse guitar. That feels like a lifetime ago now. In the patch notes, which are coming out in 2 days, there are a few things that people are specifically hoping for. Number one, people are hoping for Respawn to fix the audio a bit more, because right now Apex's audio seems to have somehow gotten worse, and it's not helped by clips like this that are circulating where if you listen to it, you literally can't hear the enemies run up on this team.
They're on the top of the bridge. They're aping me. They say no audio. I swear to God, they just say no audio.
Wait. Oh my God, there's no audio.
There's also another issue that people want Respawn to fix in the next patch notes, and it's an issue that's been going on for years, but right now seems to have reached some sort of boiling point. And this is matchmaking, because apparently this season it has been really bad. There's a big thread right now on Reddit where people are providing their feedback about matchmaking, and there's some pretty interesting comments. Like this comment here where somebody's asking for input-based matchmaking to be tested in the game for a few weeks, which means separating controller players from keyboard and mouse players. And honestly, a few months ago, I feel like this type of comment would have been downvoted into oblivion, yet some people really seem to want this change to happen. And by the way, this isn't one throwaway comment. A lot of people are requesting input-based matchmaking to be implemented into the game. So do comment down below if you're a controller player or a keyboard and mouse player if you want these lobbies to be separated. A lot of people are also complaining that despite being in non-pred lobbies or non-master lobbies, they are still getting matched against preds. So it does also seem like this season ranked is having some issues as well. I do think there's definitely work that needs to be done on matchmaking in Apex, because it feels like Apex is genuinely 4 years behind any other game with matchmaking. It just feels unfair, and like Respawn don't care about the experiences of new or less experienced players, because these less experienced players will be put with really skilled players that will just thrash them. These comments are on the pinned post on the Apex Legends subreddit right now, so if you want to give your feedback, feel free to put it in this thread. And do it with the knowledge that developers do frequently browse this subreddit and do take feedback from this subreddit, so anything you may say may be seen and may also be taken as feedback. Speaking of developers though, do you remember earlier this year loads of Apex developers were laid off, and also a lot of EA developers were laid off? Nearly 1,000. Well, recently there's been some more news that came up around this that's made people pretty mad, because it turns out in the same year that EA laid off 700 people, their CEO earned $25 million, which is insane to read, definitely, because those 700 people had jobs, they had families to feed and lives to live. Although it must be mentioned, when these employees were laid off, it was apparently in efforts to restructure EA and their studios to better focus on existing IP. So it may be that these employees were laid off simply because of restructuring and not because of money issues, but still people are mad. In the same year this happened, the CEO pocketed some big money. I guess Apex really earns those bucks, and trust me, it does. But hopefully this is the end of the bad news for Apex. The players have been declining, but hopefully we do see a bounce back in a few days when we do get more information about the next update, and hopefully there's some good stuff in there. Quads coming to the game would be really cool, but right now it's just a rumor. We'll have to see when the patch notes drop in 2 days, and I will be covering them as soon as possible on this channel, so if you care, just subscribe.